Hello everyone, my name is Matthew and we're once again working in the Dreamweaver Creative Cloud 2014 edition. We're now working within the HTML page we just created in the last video. We're looking at the H1 that we created. We could also went over to our drop down menu here, gone to our structure, found our heading tags that way, paragraph tag that we used. We're going to be using our media structure this time. We're going to be using an audio clip in a bit. But we're also going to be going over how to add style to a page. And one of the first elements whenever you want to add style, you can either add it internally or externally. So if you want to add style internally, you can add it within your HTML page. But just to show you how to add an external page, you're going to do it within your title, your head tags. Your title falls in your head tags is what I meant to say. So what you're going to do is drop down underneath your head. You can do it before or after the title. And you're going to apply a link relative to your style sheet. This is a link to go to your external style sheet that goes in your head. Now this link, I specifically called it demo.css. And I went in and I created a demo.css file. It's very simple. We create HTML files that are the root of the main meat, the content. And then the CSS is going to give style to our text, to our heading, to different elements. So right now we have added a link to an external style sheet. And if we want to create a new CSS page, it's simple as going to New and selecting CSS. Whenever you have the CSS page, you want to make sure that it's in the same folder as your HTML page. We're going to go to File, Save right now. We've just added the style sheet. We have the CSS file here. And you're going to see the dot. A dot is a syntax marker for class. Whenever we're working in our HTML, we're going to see the class be transferred or transcribed into a different kind of syntax. But just remember the dot and then list one. We've given it a color, we've given it an animation effect. So how you want to do that is with a curly Q, and you want to use a colon and semicolon to be able to distinguish the different elements that you're going to be applying, or different attributes you're going to be applying to an element. So we'll consider the list one the element and our attributes the animation and the color. Now let's go back to our H1. Let's go back to our HTML page. We're going to see that we have a paragraph here, and we're going to go over here and we're going to see that list is not really applied yet to our paragraph tag. So let's look at our paragraph. When we click on the text within our, it would be the content area, the viewing area, how it would look, you'll see that with the new Dreamweaver functionality that it has this plus right here. What we'll do is we'll add list one for the title of it, and then we'll hit enter. So now you'll see over here, PClass. Remember I was saying the syntax is the same but slightly different? So instead of a period, it comes up as class, and then you'll see list one. Once again, that is the list that we had created for the previous. And you'll see that the color has changed. The color has changed to match the hexadecimal number that we have set here. It will also set for animation as well. So we'll go to File, we'll go to Save. Now our color didn't match. Now let's see if the browser will take effect for the animation. It seemed like it came in at the same time. Sometimes we could work with that animation to bring it out for a longer period of time if needed. So okay, we've already started to work on that element. Let's work on an HTML5 element. A lot of people have that buzzing around. They want to know more about HTML5 and what it can do. Well, here's one of the first elements that it can do is we can set an audio clip. We'll just go down to a new line, so we're not working in any specific area. We're working in a body, but we're not working in a paragraph tag or anything else. We're just working in the body. We're going to go to, on the right side, HTML5 audio, and we'll click that, and you'll see that it brings in the audio player. So a lot of people are wondering, what can I do with this? Well, if you have an audio file on your desktop, you can easily add that from your desktop over to your website now. Well, there's been third parties for a long period of time where if you didn't really have the capacity to hold it, your computer, then you'd normally have to go through a third party. So one of the great elements that HTML5 is providing users and how Dreamweaver is making it accessible is it's giving you the player right there to work with. So now that we have the player, it's also letting me pick the source. So it's giving me the accessibility to find some of the music that I want to use for the source. So I'll find an MP3 file. I'm right now selecting this from my desktop. It's asking if it wants me to copy to the folder that I also have my CSS file attached to. the unnamed site 2. We'll go to save. So now we have an audio file, our source, and then we'll also see that apply whenever we look at the website. We'll save it. We'll go to preview in Google Chrome. So now we have style in our text and we have an audio file that we can play. Excellent. Some of the few things that I like to point out on how to add an external style sheet, how to make an external style sheet, and how to make it work for your different elements. We worked for a paragraph tag right now, but you can do a lot more with it. We'll probably go over more of these steps within Muse, but we'll definitely go in between Dreamweaver and Muse and how to make the best mobile responsive site possible.